Oh boy. All right. So, after 5 years and over 350 uploads, Idea Channel is ending. Not immediately, not right now. This isn't the last thing that you're going to see us publish. We have 6 episodes left with some weeks off here and there to wind things down. We're still putting the schedule together. It actually turns out that ending a show is kind of complicated, but I wanted to let you know as soon as I knew, not once everything was decided upon and put together, which, that could take a few weeks. So as of right now, it looks like we're going to be uploading the final Idea Channel episode on the week of August 28th and our final comment response video on the week of September 4th. And that's going to be the last thing we upload, a comment response video. I think that makes sense. I'm sure that you have some questions, and I would love to answer them. I might not have answers to all of them, but we have a Q&A video that's coming up next week. So please, anything you want to know about the end of the show or otherwise, or me, just ask it on Twitter, on Facebook, on the subreddit. I'll put links in the doobly-doo to all of the threads where you can ask questions. You can also ask in the comments below. But in the meantime, I'm going to answer what I imagine are the most pressing questions. And the first one being, why? The answer is, it's complicated. Idea Channel isn't being canceled. That much is simple. I decided to end the show, and it wasn't something that I came to quickly or lightly. I struggled with the idea of abandoning you, abandoning our audience, who I cannot overstate how lucky we are to have found you. For half a decade, which is an insane thing to say out loud, we've asked all manner of questions, from the seemingly meaningless to the downright difficult, and you have been here ready to converse deeply and earnestly, sharing your experiences and your reactions in ways that we could only ever hope for. So what would it mean to you all if Idea Channel, as a forum, just goes away? It's impossible to know. It's impossible to say. I know what it means for me, that hearing about and being able to learn from each one of your worldviews is something that I've been able to do every day as my job is unbelievable. To say that I'm lucky is an understatement. I also struggled with the timing of this. What does it mean to be making Idea Channel now, in this moment? And what does it mean to stop making Idea Channel in this moment? I mean, we're not, by any measure, the only show that's engaging with broad social issues and an appreciation of the human experience and all its complexity through pop culture and critical thought, but is now really the time for there to be one fewer of those shows, one less place for people to hang out and have those conversations? I worried a lot about what, if any, our responsibilities are relative to what's happening now. So here's where I got. I think I realized that my responsibility to you and to spaces both online and offline where we can have those conversations, conversations about how the world works, what it means to be a person in it, what it means to be someone who makes things, who is an audience member of things, having ideas about things. That's not tied inextricably to Idea Channel. Idea Channel is one place, a single, albeit rather lengthy moment where we figured out so much about ourselves and the world. I think that it's time, because of how the world and the internet is different in this moment compared to when we started in 2012, and I had much more hair, to figure out what you and I should do in the next moment. Idea Channel isn't ending because we've run out of things to say. Quite the opposite, in fact. There's a lot that I want to do and try to say and explore, and not all of it fits into the Idea Channel mold or alongside the Idea Channel production schedule. And because Idea Channel ends, that doesn't mean that I am gone, or that you are either, hopefully. So this brings us to what I imagine might be the next pressing question. What's next after Idea Channel? For me, immediately following Idea Channel, a vacation, some time off. I'm not here to try to shuffle you over to my next big thing. Whatever big thing comes next will probably be clear only after developing a little bit of perspective. on the last several years of my life, but assuming that you want to keep in touch, there are some ways that you can do that. You can and should follow me on Twitter and Instagram, especially if you want to see pictures of my dog and the books that I'm reading. I'm Mike Rignetta on both of those. I also make a podcast called Reasonably Sound. I've been making it for a couple years. It's sort of like Idea Channel, but for audio and stuff. I talk about art, social issues, popular culture, and all of the theory and philosophy related to those things, but I always start with something audio related. Fair warning though, there hasn't been an update in a bit because, as you might imagine, things have been a little hectic, but there are some episodes about applause and booing, digital assistants like Alexa and Siri, and also swear words in the pipeline. Reasonably Sound is on Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and most places that you listen to podcasts. It's not on Spotify because that's complicated for some reason. For the time being, you can see me on Crash Course World Mythology, and I also do have a personal YouTube account. It's very quiet, but it's something, and if I do end up making videos, that's where they're gonna go, since, you know, they're not gonna go here anymore. Oh, and we're also doing one final meetup here in New York at the end of August. We don't have 100% of the details firmed up yet, but just keep an eye on Twitter, Facebook, the subreddit, the end of the remaining Idea Channel episodes for details if you wanna come hang out. I will let you know all of those details at the very same moment that I know about them. Finally, you may be wondering what's gonna happen to the other Idea Channel things, the Twitter, the subreddit, the Patreon, the IRC. So first, we're shutting down the Patreon today. If you're a patron, you won't be charged after June. And I just want to say, when at the end of episodes I tell you, our patrons, that you mean the world to us, I mean it. You helped us pay for research materials, guest writers and editors, locations and gear that we would not have been able to get without your help. You helped us reduce the overall cost of the show so that we had some elbow room to experiment. So I just earnestly thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you 1,000 times. Thank you. The subreddit is not up to me, actually. I didn't start it. I'm not a mod, so it's up to those of you who post there and the mods. Count Clouds and Decamal, what happens there, whether it gets shut down, continues on its merry way, sharing Idea Channel-like things, and inspiring great conversation, which it always has, or hey, maybe even sharing the other stuff that I end up working on. Ding! Whatever happens, I won't complain. It's just as much your community as it is mine. Really, it's even more your community than it is mine, so yeah, I trust you. The same goes for the IRC, which, man, I really wish that I had spent more time there. I never figured out how to work it into my schedule, but every time I went and looked, great conversation, awesome people. Whatever happens over there, I'm sure it will be done right by the folks who use it, and if there is any guidance or help that I can provide for either the subreddit or the IRC, please do not hesitate to drop me a line. Would love to do whatever I can. The Idea Channel Twitter account isn't going anywhere. I currently run it. I will continue to run it for the foreseeable future, even after the show is done. The same goes for the Facebook, which will probably, just to be perfectly honest, become rather quiet because, real talk, I would avoid Facebook entirely if I could. But when I sign in to wish my dad a happy birthday, I will check in. It's just keep in mind, it's maybe not the best way to get a hold of me. I imagine there is a lot more that you want to know about, so please go and check out the Twitter, the Facebook, and the subreddit threads for next week's Q&A video. If you see a question in those places that you want answered, please upvote it, click the like button or whatever. If you don't see the question that you want answered, please ask it. Also, feel free to leave it in the comments below. We're going to continue to discuss how things are winding down, so make sure to watch through the end of episodes for updates. There's probably going to be another short break in our future, and then after that, in our final 3 episodes, we're gonna look back on what we tried to do with Idea Channel. We spent a lot of time encouraging you to think, showing you ways to approach the world and things in it, but outside of a few comment response videos here and there, I never really said, here's how you do it. Here's how to think about things. So we're not gonna go quite that far, but we thought in our final 3 episodes, it might be fun to discuss what exactly the Idea Channel method is. Each one of those episodes is also going to have a comment response video, meaning that our last upload ever is not going to be a scripted episode, but your perspective on how we did. And I can't imagine a better way to end the show. I think it makes perfect sense. Okay, all right, there's going to be more mushy stuff on the way where I say over and over and over again how much you and Idea Channel have meant to me, but we still got a little bit of work to do. So for now, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I have to go write a few more episodes. I hope you're going to ask me some questions. I'll see you soon, here, and hopefully elsewhere.